London, 1887. The city breathes steam and sings a song of ambition. Carriages rattle over cobblestones, factory chimneys reach for the sky, and Big Ben's chime marks the relentless march of progress. This is an era of wonders, of gears and gaslight, and deep within the heart of it all, in a cluttered workshop on Fleet Street, a dream is taking shape. Here, surrounded by blueprints, brass cogs, and half-finished contraptions, lives Edward Whitmore. He's not a lord, not a politician. He's an inventor, a man possessed by a single burning desire to create something that will change the world. His obsession is a tireless companion, waking him before the first rays of dawn pierce the thick London fog. The week begins on a Monday with a flutter of metallic wings. Edward launches his mechanical messenger, a brass bird designed to carry letters faster than any human postman. He envisions it soaring over the rooftops, a symbol of a new age of communication. But reality has other plans. The bird veers erratically, spirals downward, and smashes straight through his neighbor's kitchen window. Instead of applause, he's greeted with a volley of curses and the promise of a hefty bill. A failed start, but for Edward, failure is just another word for data. Tuesday arrives with the smell of scorched paper and the crackle of electricity. His workshop transforms into a scene of controlled chaos as he powers up his latest experiment, a steam-powered typewriter. The idea is brilliant, to write at the speed of thought, but the execution is fiery. The machine hisses, sparks fly, and a small but persistent flame erupts from the carriage return. Edward frantically beats it out with a damp cloth, leaving him with singed eyebrows and a machine that types in bursts of smoke signals. Another setback, but the glint in his eye remains undimmed. By Wednesday, his reputation precedes him. The morning papers have a new name for him: the Mad Tinkerer of Fleet Street. The article paints him as a harmless eccentric, a man whose creations are more likely to cause a commotion than a revolution. His neighbors whisper, children point, but Edward barely notices. He sees the headline not as an insult, but as a badge of honor. To be called mad by a world content with the ordinary means he must be on the right track. The scorn of others only fuels his determination. He knows that every great leap forward began with a step that looked like madness. Thursday is a blur of focus and hunger. Food is forgotten, sleep a distant luxury. A new, grander idea has taken hold of his mind, consuming his every waking thought. A self-moving carriage. A carriage without horses, powered by the very steam that drives the city's factories. His hands, stained with grease and oil, move with a life of their own. They twist wires, tighten bolts, and adjust valves, working through the night guided by the steady rhythmic ticking of his pocket watch. The world outside sleeps, but in this small workshop the future is being hammered into existence. Friday brings a wave of exhaustion. The long nights and meager meals are taking their toll. His body aches, his eyes are heavy, but his mind is a whirlwind of diagrams and calculations. He hunches over his desk, the flickering gas lamp casting long dancing shadows on the walls. He's not just sketching metal and pipes, he's sketching a dream of freedom, of travel, of a world where distance is no longer a barrier. In these quiet, lonely hours, surrounded by the ghosts of his failed inventions, Edward's hope is his only fuel. Saturday, the great exhibition hall. The air is thick with anticipation and the scent of perfume and polish. This is the stage where the future is unveiled. And today, Edward Whitmore, the Mad Tinkerer, is on that stage. He pulls back a heavy canvas sheet to reveal his creation. It's a strange, rumbling contraption of brass, iron, and steam pipes. His horseless carriage. He climbs aboard, pulls a lever, and with a great hiss and a shudder, the machine lurches forward. It moves on its own. The crowd gasps. A ripple of nervous laughter spreads through the hall. Some point and mock, others whisper in disbelief. It's clumsy, loud, and far from perfect. But it works. And in that moment, a young boy breaks from the crowd, his eyes wide with wonder. He doesn't see the flaws. He sees the magic. "Mister," he asks, his voice full of awe, "how does it do that?" Edward looks down at the boy, and a genuine smile spreads across his soot-stained face. In that child's eyes, he sees not just curiosity, but the passing of a torch. He sees the next generation of dreamers. He leans down and begins to explain the principles of steam, the magic of the piston, the secret of the gear. Sunday morning. The familiar sound of church bells echoes across the quiet city. Edward sits by his workshop window, the week's grease and grime still on his cheeks. He didn't win a grand prize. He didn't secure a wealthy investor. To most of the world, his demonstration was a curiosity, a spectacle to be forgotten by Monday. But as he sips his tea, a profound sense of peace settles over him. He understands now. Invention isn't about fame or fortune. It's about the relentless pursuit of an idea. It's about having the courage to imagine what others deem impossible. It's about lighting a spark of inspiration, even if it's just in the mind of a single child. The week has ended, but the story is far from over. In workshops and minds all across the world, the spark of innovation burns on, a steady flame against the smoke and gears of the age. It burns in every soul brave enough to dream. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another adventure into history. We'll see you in the next one.